we're preparing these portal sections, and it, as a part of the bridge assembly, cleaned up and degated properly. I like to use sandpaper along these edges, or you can use your file and smooth them out with your file, like so. And then, like I was saying earlier, we have our wire brush tool, which amazingly it's a fine stainless steel brush. It does a great job for all your paint prepping. And then here, where these angles are, you need to make sure your angle pieces are free of obstructions. You see this obstruction standing up here. We want to go ahead and remove all of the obstruction, and you'll see why later during the assembly. So I go ahead and I remove that obstruction. You need to make sure when you remove the obstruction, you go ahead and widen this gap with the edge of your file, like so. So you bring this gap all the way to so that it's in line with the little line you see in the molded part, like so. You want to go ahead and remove part of this corner along here. It'll make the bridge go together like that, and you want to do that to both portals.
Okay, as you recall, we did not glue the end piece down here. So what you want to do is make sure it's firmly in place, give it a nice little firm pinch, and then tack it into place. So when you get that portal in there, the angle will be just right for the gussets to lay flat. Now remember, we glued the top pieces into place. Roughly about 10 minutes, you'll come back, take your portal, and with the bottoms, line them up with the outside niche, which is the longest one, not the little one here, but the one in front. Place it into, come back, rock it into place. Make sure your little angles here line up nice and flat. You'll need to have that because when you get your gussets, you want to make sure they sit flat. And take your tack, your glue, get that little corner in there on the top. Make sure your other end is sitting pretty also. Then you can run a nice long bead along the top and give it a puff to help the drying process. So now that this is dried up here, you can turn it to both sides and see how beautifully they have lined up. And this is still unglued down here, but that's okay, we'll get to that. So take your glue, put a little dab there to make sure it stays, and it's okay if it runs down, it's alright. A little bead there, there, and there in front. 1, 2, 3. Now you're ready to go out and play football.